Well, Corey here. I'm in the parking lot of Home Hardware here in Canada, and if social distancing was difficult now, I think a lot of Canadians that I've seen in the parking lot are about done. Especially with gardening season. I gotta say to my wife, who doesn't want to get COVID and is social distancing like many of you, when gardening season comes along, we can just get out of her way and let her get in there and get everything that she needs, or just deal with it somehow. But I think that the mood is starting to shift here because the weather is nice, and it's one thing to keep people inside their homes, and but I think people are starting to realize now, like, wait a minute, like, if restaurants can serve food and Home Hardware and Home Depot, why couldn't we open up some more businesses? And we're social distancing here, but I don't think we need to be afraid of it anymore. And how are they going to enforce it, and why would they enforce it if we're all trying to be as respectful as we can? One thing I cannot get my head around, I went into Walmart the other day and I saw these lines taped in the floor, and look, I'm all about being respectful and stuff, but I also hate rules. And I'm like, I'm not a 4-year-old child. Oh my goodness, we have enough room in the aisle to miss people. But my wife is, because she's such a rule follower, she wanted to go all the way around the aisles to get to something that was like literally 5 feet up there. And I'm like, I'm not a 4-year-old child. Oh my goodness, like, do I have to back my cart in here so I feel like I'm going in the way that that I'm being directed? Our country is based on choice. In fact, the religion that I subscribe to, Christianity, is still based on choice. And to try to police adults' choices about not just spreading the risk, I think the whole idea of like spreading it, oh, you can't spread it, I think it has less to do with that and trying to keep people completely risk-free. But like, my goodness, I'm teaching my daughter Ailish how to drive right now. It's a risk every time I get in that car, but the only other risk that I'm gonna end up facing is keeping her at home forever. That's scary too. So it's this whole idea, I think, of like, yeah, I think things are going to start opening up now in Canada. I think that we closed everything off like we did. I think there was a good reason for that, but I think now we're starting to realize, like, hey, this thing is getting pretty much under control here. The average age, I just checked this morning, the average age of COVID deaths, and that's awful, but the average age is over 80. You know what? I think people are starting to realize, like, hey, yeah, if one Albertan in my entire age category ended up passing away from this and complicated with other things, it's one of those things that I think we need common sense to start taking over some of this right now and helping us out a little bit. All right, see ya. I'm off to go and fight with somebody over some fertilizer for my lawn.